following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Howdy there at home. This is Kash here for another round of Boots in the Bubble. Yes, we are still here in this bubble. We are catching up with your favorite and mine, Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders tonight. And you are going to be getting the inside scoop on what is going on here in our training camp bubble. To start us off, I'll let her introduce herself. We've got the fun, the fabulous Miss Erin.
Well, hello, everyone. My name is Erin. I am from Fort Worth, Texas, going into my third year on the team, and I'm just so excited to be here and have some fun with my friends tonight.
Well, we're so glad you're here. It's such a friendly, sweet face to see in the bubble all the time. Let's see. Up next, we've got Madeline.
Hello, my name's Madeline. I'm from Wayne, Illinois. I'm also heading into year 3, fingers crossed, and I'm also so excited to be here in the bubble. We've got such a great group tonight.
Yeah, this is a rock star solid group. I'm pumped that we get to have fun and hang
Year
out.
3 strong.
This is year 3 strong.
Yes, it is.
All right, leading us on into that year 3 strong group, we've got Rachel W.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in with us. My name is Rachel. I'm from Piedmont, South Carolina. I attended Clemson University, and I can't wait to hear some of your questions and get to chat a little bit with you guys tonight.
The sweetest little South Carolina girl there ever was. And last but certainly not least, from an island far, far away, she hooled her way right into your hearts. We got Cianna, CC, DCC, CC, whatever you want to call her.
Hi, y'all. I'm Cece, Cianna, whatever you want to call me. Kash, I was kind of waiting for you introduced Erin like funny and fabulous. I was like,
It was you.
on me. But hey, y'all, I'm Cece. I'm from Honolulu, Hawaii. I'm 26 years old and going in hopefully to third year strong. Thanks for having us.
Ooh.
Wow.
Year 3's in the house tonight. Wow, rock stars. Jeez. So, with that being said, year 3 coming in hot. Also coming in hot. We had a mishap right before this. Speaking of hot, coming in, Rachel. Girl, what's going on? Tell us about it.
So each night we have a wonderful dinner that we're provided with, and tonight that delicious dish was some tomato soup, bright red and all, and I just was butterfingers per usual, dropped it, spilled it all over the carpet. And of course it couldn't be like a clear chicken broth. It looked like a murder had occurred on the carpet. It was pretty bad. So Erin grabbed me another soup, and now I'm good to go. I don't have to do my soup off the floor, thank goodness.
We were rushing out of there. We got off the bus. We were like, let's get our dinner. Let's film our podcast. And then it happened. We were like, oh my gosh, we can't even clean it up. So it was funny. Poor Rachel.
Never fails when you're in a hurry. Right? So, coming in hot, Rachel dropping the soup. Jeez. So, not everything can be as clean as we want in the bubble, clearly. But I think one thing that's not very clear is exactly what this bubble is. So, I've been here for a week without you guys, without the veterans, but I don't think people really understood kind of like what was going on, like why the rookie candidates were here first and then the vets come in later. Madeline, give us kind of like the insight on what exactly is the bubble, why are we here, rookies were here first, like is this auditions, is it not? I think there's so many like unknowns about our process that usually people are aware of by now.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been a different year. We've all had to learn, like, what is going on. We're asking questions along the way. It's been a learning process for us all. The rookies did get here first, and from my standpoint, or any of us third years standpoint, we all are working. So we couldn't really take as much time off to come into the bubble and not be able to work for, 3 weeks. We could take off maybe like a week and 2 weekends. But all of us are working girls on top of being cheerleaders, and so we felt like it was super important to continue that on, and we made sure to tell Kelly and Judy when we were kind of putting this together that, you know, this is part of our job in a sense to work on top of cheerleading. So, but even today, with it being like a final / training camp situation, we were standing out there on the field today and looking up at the camera and smiling, and I felt like I was back in finals, where it's like it pans across everybody nice and slow so they get a good look at what you look like on the jumbotron, and then you had to go dance your heart out, and I was like, wow, it really is final / training camp. Like, how cool.
Right. So they've combined this finals process, audition process, into our training camp. It's like a big giant mashup. And so we'll touch back on what you're talking about the field later, but this bubble thing and having to work while you're here. So being sequestered, and it's obviously like the safest and healthiest way to make sure that we're able to kind of continue with some normal sense of everything going on. But like, I know, Cece, you were talking earlier, you have to wake up and work tomorrow.
Yes, I'm still on a regular schedule. I've got a big presentation tomorrow, but luckily we got out early, a little bit earlier tonight, so I can kind of prep for it before I head into it tomorrow, and still, you know, run dances in the morning, say hi to everybody at breakfast, and then kind of come up here, get ready, and do a whole nother work conference call. Put on my practice clothes and run out the door. So
you've got your rebel wear, like a little bit of rhinestone sticking out underneath your blouse.
Yes, feels like Superwoman. You take off your work clothes, you have your rebel on.
Oh my God!
I always say I kind of pull like a Hannah Montana at work. You know, I'm like, hold on, like here we are.
The best of both worlds.
Yes, exactly.
That's it. So, speaking of the best of both worlds, too, that literally brings us to exactly what happened today. Erin, what did we do? We took a little field trip. I kind of had a blast getting to, like, it felt like going home. So tell us about it.
So today we got to go to AT&T Stadium for the first time in, I mean, probably for me, at least 8 months, right? I mean, I don't think I went there before COVID happened and everything. I think since maybe even December, maybe I had one appearance there in January, but we got to go back to AT&T Stadium, and it was such a blast. And for us, it felt like coming home. The rookies, or the TCCs, it was their first time in the stadium. So like we said, usually they have finals and semifinals to see the stadium, and you could just see the stars in their eyes looking around. It was so much fun. We got to run some sidelines for the first time. They learned the Thunderstruck entrance, which is always tough, but I think that was my favorite part of the night, and I think y'all would probably agree. Just hearing Thunder come on, standing there and marching out, it's just one of the best parts of game day. So it was an absolute blast.
Yeah, that memory of just your first time being at the stadium. Rachel, what was your first memory of being at the stadium, whether it was auditions or during training camp?
Well, tonight in particular, I was reflecting on the night that we learned the entrance, which actually didn't happen at AT&T Stadium. We were at a different field outside in the blazing heat, and I remember you, Kash, were trying to give me tips on how to not look like a baby deer trying to walk and hit those yard lines.
Sassy.
Yes, and now I do it, and it's so much fun, and I feel like I'm with my girl gang, and we're just strutting out, and you hear those little cymbals clash, and it feels like, this feels so good. But yeah, it definitely did not feel that way the first time. So I sympathize with our TCCs, but they're doing a great job. And yeah, we just had a blast getting to do what we love again.
You know those little like turf balls? The rubber? Yes. It was like I've never missed having turf in my shoes so much.
Yeah. Right?
I was pulling it out of my pockets. I was making angels in the background. Like, I don't know if y'all saw me wallering around on the sidelines, but I was doing it. I was like, feels good.
That stuff gets everywhere, places it should not.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Oh my God, so true.
Anything else happen at the stadium that I missed while making turf angels or anything that was going on over there? Cece, come on, I know you had to have something.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about that first night when we first learned entrance, and I think it's so overwhelming at first, getting choreo and then hitting your yard lines. And I'll never forget, we were outside when we first learned it. So it was Texas heat on top of just being overwhelmed and, nervous in front of Kelly and Judy. And I remember just dripping sweat, and my hair was 6 feet in every direction. I mean, I just looked like a walking Q-tip. And so tonight it was so much, it's so fun going out and not having to really think about it as much, and just enjoying, like Rach said, walking out girl gang style, like just, getting back to what we usually do. And I mean, my hair was probably still 6 feet in every direction, but it was a little cuter in blue, I think. So.
It is. It's funny what that pink will do to someone. It's like, you just know that when you're wearing that pink, you're like, gosh, this is a target. It's like, no matter what, you're like, I know they can see every inch of me, and I'm just wearing bright pink. Here I go.
But the rookie candidates did great tonight. I mean, I think that's just like an overwhelming thing in general. So I think we have a great bunch of rookies coming in.
Which,
Absolutely. Sure.
with that being said, would you have rather been a rookie in the bubble or doing it the normal way? I mean, because to be honest, while they're here,
Honestly hard.
you're kind of taken care of. They've got their meals provided and everything's individual. So it's all planned out and separated. You don't have really any outside distractions. So there are those pros, but like, what's yours? Like, Madeline, give it to us. Like, what would you have rather been a rookie here in the bubble or the normal way?
That is such a good question, and I'm like trying to think of what like it would feel like as a rookie to come in. It would be really nice to just focus on DCC. Like, you're done with practice, you have all these rooms to go dance, you have friends that you can like go to a practice room and go over stuff with. Like, that's so nice that you have so many resources like just here. But at the same time, it's nice to take a step away, get more of like mental clarity on your mission and your intentions with everything and who you want to be as a DCC, because you can kind of just take that mental break. And so I don't know. And the thing is too, is I wouldn't trade my rookie experience for anything. Like, it just is one of those things that sticks with you. So I am, even though you're in bright pink, there are a lot of really good learning opportunities, and having 3 months to like get the hang of it was perfect. So I'm going to stick with my rookie year.
I feel like you're so much of a hugger.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Like, this is the worst case scenario for you. And the best part is like kind of standing back watching you all like run, like you like the urge, like it's like you almost want to.
So true.
And it's funny.
So hard.
I think about like if the football players, like, I wonder if, like, I imagine like Looney and like Jarwin them like run up to him and be like, I'm sorry, man. Like want to hug it out, but they can't. Like that. I can see it like the exact opposite way for like that's what we're all doing.
Right.
And it is crazy.
Especially the people too, like that you see at practice, and you're like, my instinct is to go hug them. Like, as soon as I would get there, I would hug Rachel. I'd hug. Her locker's right next to mine. Like, that's what you do when you get there. And so then when I saw her, I was like, whoa, just kidding. I can't.
Air hugs and elbow taps.
Yeah.
Air hugs and elbow taps. That is the name of the game around here. Yeah. So, like, Rachel, what's your like take on this? Is it rookie season, or would you like bubble? Like,
I kind of think it depends on the person. So when I was going through training camp, I feel like I created almost my own little bubble. I was staying with like a host family, and so when I left the Star, I would escape and go there and have my own little practice all day long before practice. So in a sense, I was almost creating like that environment anyways. But if you're somebody that needs to like vent to other people and be surrounded by people and have a lot of hugs and love and like hands-on support, or be practicing with other people, then this would be difficult for you. And I also give these TCCs props because they learned everything virtually. And that would be really tough. I mean, it's also hard to learn a dance and then show Kelly and Judy right away. So, they did have time to learn the dance. They can watch the video. They can play it back and do slow motion and all that good stuff to make sure they know it. But then the pressure is on when they get here, because it's like, you've had all these months, you've been learning these routines. let's see what you've got. So I don't know. I think there are pros and cons to both ways.
Yeah.
But I think it's like a personal thing for what you prefer.
So last night was your all's first night learning from a guest choreographer through, like virtually through the screen, you know. And Cece, what was your first, like, kind of like tell us the process, like how we kind of like move bodies through while still socially distancing, and kind of like give us the layout of it, and then like maybe Erin, you tell us about what it's like learning through a computer.
Yeah, definitely. So I just think it's, first off, it's so different being in a different scene. We're so used to being at our studio, in the Star, or on the field learning. And so I think for me personally, it was different learning in a different setting. So I kind of almost was trying to get used to that at the same time. And on top of that, you know, we're learning from a computer screen with, you know, sometimes it's not all smooth technically. So, you know, there's some glitches here and there. You know, music's playing.
Some glitches.
Yeah, and
We're like 20 minutes worth of trying to get audio.
It's nobody's fault, you know. Sometimes you're counting time, but it's because you hear the music and it kind of stops. You're like, oh, and then you've got to catch back on, you know. So that was really different, and just kind of the interaction. I'm for me, it's the interaction with somebody coming in to teach us something else. That's really different. But it's so fun getting to watch these new girls as well, because we haven't met. This is the first time we've met all of them. And going back to, you know, whether it was our rookie experience or theirs, for me, I think through our rookie experience, we bonded so much, especially our class, just, you know, through prelims, through semis, and but they're bonding just in a different way. So, another experience. But
y'all were my rookie babies.
Yeah, I know.
I forgot about that.
And now we're grandmas.
And now you guys are all grown up having rookie babies. Oh, the life cycle. It's crazy, right? So like, kind of what you were saying, like with the different, you're learning through the computer screen. So we've got these different rooms set up, so that way we can keep everyone safely distanced and everything. Erin, tell us about kind of like what the rooms look like, and then how we are going through that process of like moving us through, and that way you can get in front of Kelly and Judy, because they obviously can't be everywhere at the same time.
Right. So there were 5 different rooms. I was a little disoriented. I was just like, go to this room. I did what I was told, follow directions. I think there's 4 or 5. So there's the main room. So we could have up to 20 in that main room, I believe. It is a very big room, so we could spread out a lot. So 2 groups, there's 10 in each group, started out in the main room. So they were learning from the big TV in there, and I started out in one of the smaller rooms, and each room has a giant TV. So I was pretty impressed with how smooth it went. I mean, I'm sure, Kash, there was a lot behind the scenes that did not go right, but it seemed like once they got it up and running, it was not as hard as I thought it would be. I mean, there were less glitches than I thought there would be. I was kind of thinking we were going to come in and it was going to be blurry, and we could see her great. So it wasn't too bad. You know, I learned the first half in one of the smaller rooms, and then they rotated us so that Kelly and Judy could watch us learn the dance. So we all got a chance to learn the dance in front of Kelly and Judy. And then once everyone had learned it, we went over it a few times, and one group at a time, 10 of us, went into the main room and showed what we just learned, and then showed a couple more routines, and that was it. By the time that was done, we were exhausted, because I would say it was a little bit longer. Not a little bit, let's be real. It was a lot longer than usual. It was pretty long. So you're waiting for your group to go, because they're doing a great job of sanitizing and making sure we're distant. So we were pretty tired, but I think we all did our best. It was a great first day, and it was nice having Denise there, who's someone we learned from a lot. So as veterans coming in on our first day, it was super fun to get to learn from her. She had a great routine.
I think that's totally true. I feel like we don't have a sense of time in this bubble.
Yeah. Like you don't go outside.
Yeah, and we. Well, I mean, you can go outside, but I feel like we go to dance, and it's either we come out and it's dark, or we come out and it's light, and I'm like, is it 7 a.m. or is it 4 p.m.? You know, I don't know. It that kind of throws me off sometimes, but.
Right? The other day.
Too.
Oh, no, go ahead. No, you go.
I was gonna say, before we like skip over it in any way, like it was nice to have almost designated squares to dance in.
Oh,
because
yeah.
then you
That
know
too.
you know you have space. Like I feel like sometimes learning dances, especially from guest choreographers, everybody is trying to see, and then you can't see, and then you don't have space to try to do it full out. So the first
True.
time you really do it full out is in front of Kelly and Judy, and for me that doesn't go well. But like having more time to do it full out and more space to do it full out, I actually like didn't make a mistake when I went to perform it for Kelly and Judy. So I was like, wow, okay, this is nice, you know?
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so before we wrap this up, we're going to just kind of go rapid fire around. I want you all to tell me, because we've very well established that we're in this like safe, this bubble that has been sanitized, clean. We're here, we're all in it, and we're working hard to make a team. But when we get out, what is the first thing you want to do outside of the bubble? Do whatever you want to get. Where do you want to go? You want to just go like, I don't know, stand in the
I have
sun
my
and just
answer.
look at it. So Rachel, start us off. What's one thing you want out of the bubble?
Probably first thing when I leave, I'm going to see a massage therapist and get all my aches and pains tended to, because I'm going to be very broken after these several days of intense dancing.
Get you a facial from a comic or some little some beauty. Get that little
Clean up where the mask has been. All
Oh,
that
the
good
mask.
stuff. Yeah.
The good mask and makeup nose rub off. It's the chin and the
Little
nose that the
Rudolph
mask rubs
nose.
off.
Yeah.
Madeline, what's your first thing out of the bubble?
Hug somebody, no doubt. I'm going to give someone a big hug, and it's going to be so fun and exciting and, like, very long.
Endorphins
like
are
20
rushing.
minutes. Yes, exactly. Like, finally.
Erin, what's your out of the bubble wish?
This is kind of embarrassing, but we were talking about this on the bus, and so right when you said that, I was like, I know. I literally said these words to someone on the bus on the way back, that I'm going to get a honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich from Whataburger. I was just thinking, and I was like, I haven't had one of those in months. I don't know why, months, but I've been eating very healthy, taking care of my body, because it is important. I know if I were to eat that today, I would feel not good tomorrow and not perform as well, but I'm definitely going to enjoy that when we're out of here.
That's a good bubble get to afterwards. All right, Cece, what's the one thing you want out of the bubble?
I'm gonna go cry. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Dead.
I think I'm gonna go snuggle in my. I just want to be in my calm my fan at home and just kind of be back in my own home. But I will say it's so nice being where we're set up, and just
Right.
the Cowboys have given us such a good setup for this bubble, and we're very appreciative of that. So,
Right.
and I'm gonna miss my friends.
It is pretty cool
It's
getting
been
to
So nice.
Yeah.
go to breakfast and
And yeah,
Yeah.
like seeing everybody's faces, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I want to touch your face. It's so pretty in real life.
That's
At
one
least
thing.
everybody's eyes is really what we
Yeah.
see.
Right.
yeah.
But from far away, sometimes I'm like, who is that over there?
We're gonna learn like Morse code with our eyeballs, like punching letters and things through what we want.
One of the girls just told me, I said, I couldn't see, and she had her mask on. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, who is that? And she was like, her name, and I was like, she goes, oh, I know who you were. It was your hair. I was like,
Oh yeah.
Good.
is it that big or?
Oh, well, as always, I wish we could sit on here and chat, and I wish we was all in the same room around the table, just hanging out, doing our normal thing. But you all have had a very, very productive last couple of days, so I know that you need to rest. Rachel probably has a whole bowl of soup she needs to go spill somewhere else. I'm
And I'm
kidding.
nervous that I'm going to be in trouble. I'm not going to have dinner. So
It
hold
was
on
so
tight.
cute. I've never seen
don't think I
someone
would
cute
call it
spill
cute.
soup, but she did it.
That's clumsy.
It was cute. So, thank you guys, Madeline, Erin, Cece, Rachel. Thank you all so much for joining in tonight for this bubble chit chat. We are just full of just the bubbles, all the bubbles.
We're bubbly.
We are. This is a bubbly bunch. This is a bubbly bunch,
I want to keep talking.
right? But we want more questions from you all watching. Make sure that you leave your questions in the comment section using the hashtag Boots in the Bubble. And make sure that you check back tomorrow for more bubble talk. We're going to have a little bit more exciting stuff that is happening here as we make our team here in our big old juicy bubble we've got going on.
I thought you were going to say more exciting people. I was like,
No, this is a good group. All right, guys. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?